About a month ago, I released a video about a tool I built called ContextKeep, an AI memory server that gives your agents, Claude, Gemini, Cursor, OpenCode, whatever you use basically, a permanent brain. And that video kind of blew up way beyond what I expected, especially for my channel that focuses kind of mostly on gaming and optimizing, your systems for gaming. And one comment kind of kept coming back, not only on YouTube, but on other places, like even on my GitHub, and it was Docker support. So yeah, it's done. Hey guys, welcome back to GeekJ, where we make tech, tutorials, and gaming simpler and better. I'm John, and today we are back with ContextKeep, my open source AI memory server, now at version 1.3, which I've codenamed, I think very fittingly, Harbor. And this one is a big deal. So yeah, here I am in my GitHub page on ContextKeep over here. And as you can see, we are on a version 1.3 Harbor. And Harbor basically brings three major things to the table. Me sneezing, apparently. So first, we get full Docker support, as you can see over here. And it's one command deployment with docker-compose, basically. So yeah, you are one command away and ContextKeep is going to be up and running. Second, we get 3 brand new MCP tools, taking us from 5 to 8 in total. And third, this update was built with the community. So real pull requests from real contributors that made this release happen. If you caught the version 1.2 video, consider this the sequel, basically. If you're brand new, don't worry, because I'm gonna get you up to speed really fast. So let's dive in. So for anyone new, here's the 60-second version, kind of, for what ContextKeep is. So every AI assistant you use, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, Cursor, they kind of have amnesia. The conversation ends, the memory goes with it, basically. Tomorrow you start from zero. So if you use AI for real work, you know the pain of re-explaining your projects, your preferences, your setup every single day. And I did see some comments from people that, oh, it's fine because my Gemini or my ChatGPT remembers. That's fine if you use it for very simple everyday stuff, but once you start using it for real projects, like if you want to code something, let's say like ContextKeep, and you need your agent to check your work, when the code gets bigger, even the 1 million context window does not save you. And when that is up, you cannot save it, you cannot move it anywhere else. Like, move the 1 million context window to where? You will move it to another, let's say Gemini conversation, and you will add the 1 million context conversation from previously, and that conversation is already done, right? Like, you cannot do anything else. So ContextKeep fixes that. It's an MCP server, model context protocol, and open standard that was made by Anthropic, basically, the guys behind Claude Code and Claude in general, and all of their models. And that sits on your machine or your home lab and gives AI agents the ability to store, search, and retrieve memories permanently. It's plain JSON files, 100% local, no cloud, no subscriptions, zero of that stuff. So as you can see over here, this is the WebUI I have designed for, purposes of editing. If I want to delete bad memory that I don't want the agents to read, or add my own new memory, or edit an existing memory that may have been corrupted, or some false data might have gone in there from an agent that might not have been as smart as another agent. So let's say you're using even Gemini 3 Flash, and then you switch to Gemini 3.1 Pro, or even Anthropic's Opus 4.6. and they will create a far better memory. So if there is some, not so good data in a specific memory, you can just go ahead and edit a memory, as you can see over here. You can even view it and, edit a memory and do whatever you want over here. You can cancel out of that. You can delete memories. So basically that's projects notes, personal setup details, workflow configurations, channel documentation, all accessible to an AI agent I work with instantly across every session, basically. And this is extremely useful, especially if you're working, let's say, on anti-gravity IDE, and then you jump in OpenCode, and then you use KiloCode and stuff like that, because maybe they have some different offers for free agents you want to try out and use on your projects. And, it doesn't matter what the reason is, but you can use any kind of tool you want, and those models will have the exact same memory. So if you talk about something and you have connected them to the same MCP server, then they know everything about you, basically. Whatever has been saved into this massive, basically infinite memory is going to always be there for all of those agents to, search, go through and understand. And basically that was version 1.2. So here's what version 1.3 brings. So obviously the first feature is the Docker support, and the number one community request was this. So if I scroll up over here, we can go into issues. Now it's in the closed issues. As you can see, someone was asking for a Docker container, and this was asked by Shaft. Then Frehov made this little pull request over here, as you can see. And many other people basically contributed. So let me tell you a quick story. After the version 1.2 video, a user named Shaft opened issue 1 on GitHub requesting Docker support. Then CyberDoc7 submitted a pull request with the initial Docker and Docker-compose implementation, and Frehov followed up with another pull request adding Dockerfile refinements, pyproject.toml, UV support, and a missing init file that would have broken imports in a containerized environment, basically. So this wasn't me sitting alone in a dark room hacking away. This was basically the community building something together. And this is basically why you can see them credited here as contributors, all 4 of them. So here's what Harbor ships: a production-ready Dockerfile based on Python 3.13 Slim, a docker-compose.yml that brings up 2 services and a ser persistent volume in one command, Docker compose up build -d, and basically that's it. ContextKeep's server launches on port 5100 and the WebUI is on port 5000, and your memories persists in a Docker volume called ContextKeep data. And to better visualize this, you can see it on my portainer. You can see the volumes. There is a new volume called ContextKeep data over here. And yeah, that's basically it. And the best part, your AI clients connect using plain SSE. Just point them at your server IP, port 5100, and that's it. Basically, no more fiddling with SSH keys, no more complex transport configs, nothing. The old SSH method with 5 arguments and a private key path, it also had a remote Python path, a server.py, and like the new SSE method, it's just transport URL and then you're done. So the second feature is 3 new MCP tools, and it's taking us from 5 to 8 MCP tools. So the first new tool is a delete memory, and previously if an agent needed to remove outdated info, I had to go into the WebUI and manually do that. But now agents can clean up after themselves. And yes, my directives require a confirmation prompt before any deletion, but yeah, there's no runaway cleanup jobs basically. The second one is get memory stats. One call returns total memory count, total characters, and the storage path. So right now it's going to be sitting at 227 memories, nearly 222,000 characters of context, and that's the size of a novel stored as permanent AI knowledge. And the third one is export memories, which is basically a full backup in a single call. So it returns every memory as a JSON array, and then it includes migration, backup, or piping into another system. And this also is kind of a fourth feature because we have added a one-click export all right in the toolbar. So if you press it or hit Ctrl-E, if you're into keyboard shortcuts, it downloads a timestamp JSON backup. So no terminal needed if you don't want to mess with the terminal. Also, ContextKeep now ships with pyproject.toml, the modern standard. The installer auto detects UV, a blazing fast Python package manager basically, and uses UV sync if available. And it falls back to PIP or pip otherwise if you don't have UV. So that's totally fine. I also kind of cleaned house on code quality, removed some dead code and added the missing init file and replaced bare excepts with proper exception handling. And here's what I actually did on my own home lab. My server runs at a local IP, which is on a 192.168.3 kind of array. And until today, ContextKeep ran bare metal, systemd services pointing at a virtual environment. It worked great, but maintaining Python environments on a remote server is not very fun. But yeah, the migration was painless basically. Backup existing memories, stop old services, pull the latest code, docker-compose up, and it was basically up. And all of my 227 memories showed up instantly. And now every agent across my network connects via SSE, no SSH tunnels, no key management, it just works. And the performance difference is noticeable as well. SSE transport is lightweight and fast, and the SSH, don't forget, it needs to do a handshake first, and there were a lot of errors sometimes, and the agents had to retry. There is overhead because of that, and it would happen on every tool call. So, okay, let's do a little bit of live demo over here. So I'm in anti-gravity, and I am basically connected to ContextKeep version 1.3 running in Docker on my home lab. So first, let me create like a test memory to play around with. So hey, store a new memory as a test. Let's go with that. As you can see, store memory. Successfully stored a new memory as a test. It's stored with the test key. Okay, let's go on and find it. So if we refresh over here, you can see it says test. I'm gonna go into view, and yeah, it says created via MCP. Now let's try a very similar test as the last time. What are my Windows PC specs? What are my Windows 11 PC specs? So you can see it lists all memories, and then it will search for the correct key. And boom, classic move. First it called list all memories, got the directory, found the basically GeekJ personal setup master, retrieved it, and it was 2 calls, pretty much instant, the memory index protocol in action. And you can see the full setup I am using right now. Okay, let's see. I will ask it now, how many memories do I have? How many memories do I have? and see what happens. And there you have it. That's the new tool, Get Memory Stats. And here you go. You currently have 228 total memories stored in your system, accounting for a total of 222,013 characters. And yeah, that stat call is brand new in version 1.3. We can also try out the store export from the agent export from the WebUI. Every angle is covered anyway, so we can try it out. Let's do that from the WebUI now. I'm gonna go export. Let's create a new folder, and this is a backup, as you can see, of today. I'm gonna save this, and it's basically done. It's just a 308 kilobyte file, and if we open this up, you can see there's all of the memories stored in here. I'm probably gonna blur this out, but yeah. So getting version 1.3 running, you have 3 clean options. And the first option is classic pip install. You just clone the repo, run python install py, and it handles everything in basically 2 minutes. The second option is UV, so clone, UV sync, UV run, python server py, 3 commands. Again, it's blazing fast. And the third option, which I'm running personally right now, is Docker. So you just clone docker-compose.yml, and this is the recommended path basically from now on, especially if you have a home lab or even if you have an always on setup. So both containers launch, memories persist in a volume, clients connect via SSE, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Super easy. And as I mentioned earlier, I want to properly credit the people who made version 1.3 happen. So Shaft, who opened the issue 1, sparking the entire Harbor initiative, Cyberdog7 for the pull request number 2 with the initial Docker implementation, Frehov for the pull request 3 with a Dockerfile refinements and the pyproject.toml and catching the missing init file, and ThinkStyle Studio for community advocacy. But yeah, if you've been thinking about contributing to open source, this is how it starts basically. 1 issue, 1 pull request, and it really has a really big and real impact for everyone using these projects. So I'm very grateful for you guys. So after Harbor, maybe tag editing from WebUI. I was thinking about this, memory versioning, and potentially a lightweight analytics dashboard, maybe. GitHub issues is wide open, so I read every single one of them. Go ahead, feel free to make suggestions over there, or obviously if you have a problem or facing a bug, please, just list it there so we can solve it and make ContextKeep even more big, so more people can use it and they can solve a lot of their headaches with using AI basically. If your AI tools still forget everything the moment you close a tab, ContextKeep version 1.3, codenamed Harbor, is the fix. And it has now Docker deployment, 8 MCP tools, a gorgeous WebUI dashboard. And I'm very proud of that. And 100% local privacy. So it's free, open source. On GitHub, you can find me with my second popular username, more than G7, /ContextKeep, and you're basically there. I'll have links in the description below. And yeah, if this helped you build a smarter AI workflow, smash that like button, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a GeekJ video. If you want to take it further, consider joining the GeekJ squad for early access and exclusive perks, or drop a super thanks if you're feeling generous. And as always, massive shout out to my channel architects, Paris, STR, and Kostas Dari. You're still absolute legends. Tony for donating. Like, thank you very much, dude. Amazing. But yeah, drop your setup or your ContextKeep memory count in the comments below. I'm pretty curious to see how the new tool works, and we can, you know, see who has the biggest context and stuff like that. And yeah, don't forget, I read every single one of your comments. And yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.